spacecraft. Now, in the last couple of days, they've been reviewing their 34-orbit rendezvous procedures. Initially, they were expecting a 2-orbit rendezvous, so there are some additional procedures that they needed to look over to make sure they were prepared for this new phasing. So we are here standing by and looking forward to seeing Soyuz take to the skies tonight. With that, I will send it back to you, Rob.
Thank you very much, Leah. We are at T-minus 9 minutes, 27 seconds and counting to the launch of Soyuz MS-25. Two key milestones that will be coming up in the final minute of the countdown. You can see at the bottom of your screen there are two umbilical towers that are buttressed up against the side of the Soyuz booster. The first of those two umbilicals will retract at about the T-minus 30-second mark in the countdown. And then the key moment, the second of those two umbilicals, will retract at about the T-minus 15 seconds mark. That will initiate the automatic launch sequence that will trigger the ignition of the first stage engines. That is what did not occur on Thursday at the T-minus 20-second mark, resulting in that launch abort that we went through. Although the system did exactly what it was designed to do, it safed the vehicle, allowing the crew to be safely extracted less than an hour after the countdown was halted. So we'll keep a close eye on the retraction of those two umbilicals in the final minute of the countdown. We're approaching T-minus 8 minutes and counting. At the T-minus 7-minute mark, pre-launch operations will be complete. The Soyuz booster will be declared ready for launch by the launch conductor at the blockhouse in Baikonur, and all telemetry will have been received from the rocket, indicating that the primary and backup systems are set to support liftoff. As is the case with any launch to the International Space Station, the launch is precisely timed for the moment when the Earth's rotation places the Baikonur Cosmodrome in the plane or corridor of the orbit of the space station, which is inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. And because today's orbital mechanics requires a 2-day rendezvous instead of a 2-orbit rendezvous, with basically a 3-hour journey from launch to docking, there is a larger corridor for which the Soyuz to enter to begin its chase to catch up to the International Space Station.
Readiness. Copy.
Kazbeki, this is launch lit. 1 minute
The measurement
readiness.
system is
the
ready.
Control is on board. Everything is according to the schedule, and I will tell you everything about the launch sequence. Copy. We are ready for launch. Everything is nominal on board.
We're now at T-minus 6 minutes, 40 seconds and counting, as you heard through the interpreter. The launch conductor in Baikonur telling the crew that everything is in readiness for launch. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, that launch conductor will insert a launch key in the launch bunker. This is a real key that transitions the launch sequence into the automatic mode for the final 6 minutes of the countdown.
The space vehicle is ready for launch. Copy.
Launch key inserted.
T-minus 5 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Launch control will soon report that the range at Baikonur is clear and that the Soyuz rocket is ready to begin its journey. The Soyuz 2.1A booster, fueled with kerosene and liquid oxygen, for an 8-minute, 46-second ride to deliver Soyuz MS-25 into its preliminary orbit. Coming up on T-minus 5 minutes, all systems are go for launch.
Purge in progress.
The fuel lines and other elements of the rocket engines currently being purged with nitrogen. That's fireproofs those fuel lines by removing excess vapors of fuel and oxidizer. T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. At the T-minus 2 minute 45 second mark, the booster's fuel tanks will be pressurized for flight. T-minus 3 minutes, 45 seconds until launch. Again, everything in readiness to send Tracy Dyson, Oleg Novitsky, and Marina Vasilevskaya skyward. Tracy Dyson about to embark on her third flight into space. Novitsky's fourth flight into space. He's already accrued 531 days of spaceflight experience. Vasilevskaya about to begin her first flight into space, the first Belarusian to fly in space.
Draining.
2 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. The fuel tanks being drained of any excess fuel not required for the trip to orbit. The fuel tanks soon will be pressurized for flight to optimize the flow of fuel and to help add structural support to the rocket.
Copy all reports.
Pressurizations initiated.
Pressurization. Pressurization confirmed.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
All reports are confirmed and copied.
In the next 20 seconds, the ground propellant feed will be terminated to the Soyuz booster. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds and counting. Coming up on the T-minus 1 minute mark, the Soyuz now going on internal power. About 20 seconds away from the retraction of that first umbilical.
Vehicle to internal power.
Ground vehicle.
There's the retraction of the first umbilical, T-minus 30 seconds and counting.
All reports have been copied.
Auto sequence initiated.
Launch.
Second umbilical now retracting.
Ignition.
This initiates engine start. We now have engine ignition.
Preliminary.
Turbo pumps and engines up to flight speed, now at full throttle.
Engines to maximum thrust.
We have liftoff. Dyson, Novitsky, and Vasilevskaya finally underway on a two-day journey to the International Space Station.
All parameters are nominal.
Good roll, pitch, and yaw program. The Soyuz heading downrange, heading to the northeast from the Baikonur Cosmodrome.
20 seconds into the flight.
All thrusters are performing normally from the blockhouse in Baikonur.
Well, 30 seconds.
40 seconds into the flight. All rocket performance is declared nominal at this point.
The vehicle stabilization is performing nominally.
Good vehicle stabilization, good first stage performance.
50 seconds. The pressure in the manifolds is nominal. Everything is good.
Good engine performance.
60 seconds. Pitch, yaw, and roll are nominal.
Should be heading into the regime of maximum dynamic pressure a moment or two from now.
All parameters are of the booster are nominal. Everything is good on board. All is well.
Novitsky reporting everything is good on board. Good vehicle parameters at the 1 minute 40-second mark into the flight.
Parameters are nominal.
Passing through max Q.
Copy. Pitch, roll, and yaw are nominal.
Good vehicle parameters. And we have first stage set.
So the lateral boosters have separated. We confirm that, and
the Soyuz now at 28 statute miles in altitude, traveling about 3,300 miles an hour downrange from the Baikonur Cosmodrome at the 2 minute 25-second mark into the flight.
140 seconds into the flight. All parameters are nominal. All is good on board.
Good reports up to the crew from the blockhouse in Baikonur as we pass the 2 minute 40-second mark into the flight. This second stage engine will burn for 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Launch shroud jettison has now been confirmed.
170 seconds into the flight, the vehicle stabilization is nominal and the crew feeling well. Copy.
This view inside, momentarily inside, saw Novitsky and Vasilevskaya.
Always good on board.
3.5 minutes into the flight, all reports are nominal from the blockhouse in Baikonur.
– 220 seconds into the flight. The flight is nominal. All is well on board. Copy, Kazbeki.
Four minutes into the flight. The second stage engine is performing normally. It will shut down at the 4 minute 37-second mark into the flight.
250 seconds.
Yaw, pitch, and roll reported in good shape. Good vehicle parameters, good stability.
Параметры системы управления ракетоносителем в норме. 280. Шел гарантийный наддув бака окислителя третьей ступени.
The third stage oxidizer tank has been pressurized.
Second stage has separated.
And we have confirmation of second stage shutdown, third stage engine up and running. 5 minutes, 6 seconds into the flight. The third stage will burn for 4 minutes and 9 seconds in the final phase of the Soyuz MS-25's climb to its preliminary orbit.
The vehicle stabilization is nominal. All is well on board, and the crew are feeling well.
So far, so good at the 5.5 minute mark into the flight. The third stage engine is performing as advertised. About 3 minutes of powered flight remaining. Liftoff occurred on time at 7:36 and 10 seconds a.m. Central Time, 8:36 and 10 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. This third stage engine is providing about 67,000 pounds of thrust during its 4-minute burn to deliver the Soyuz to its preliminary orbit. The reports are all good from Novitsky, the Soyuz commander in the center seat of the Soyuz descent module. 6 minutes, 35 seconds into the flight. Two minutes of powered flight remaining.
Seconds into the flight, the vehicle stabilization is performing nominally.
Mark 7 minutes into the flight. Good reports continuing to come in from the blockhouse in Baikonur. Once the Soyuz separates from its third stage, control of its journey to the International Space Station will be in the hands of those flight controllers you're seeing in this balcony camera view from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside of Moscow.
Thruster continues to fire.
7 minutes, 30 seconds into the flight.
150 seconds into the flight. The flight is nominal.
1 minute of powered flight remaining. All of the Soyuz boosters' parameters are normal. Good engine performance so far. Eight minutes into the flight. The crew is feeling well on board, and all structural parameters of the vehicle are reported nominal.
Control of the vehicle is nominal.
30 seconds of powered flight remaining.
Five 500 into the flight.
8.5 minutes into the flight, the crew being told to prepare for third stage engine shutdown and spacecraft separation, that we're standing by.
520 seconds into the flight. All parameters are nominal.
And we have third stage shutdown and third stage separation.
Separation is confirmed.
The command now will be given to deploy the Soyuz solar arrays. That now underway.
MCC Moscow.
And the solar arrays and navigational antennas have all been deployed. Perfect ride to orbit for Tracy Dyson, Oleg Novitsky, and Marina Vasilevskaya. The 2-day chase to catch up to the International Space Station now underway.
Kazbeki, MCC Moscow. Kazbeki, MCC Moscow. Kazbeki, MCC Moscow, how do you copy? If you can hear me, could you please go to page 35? Казбек, MCC Moscow. This is Kazbek. How do you copy? We copy you loud and clear. How do you copy us? I copy you loud and clear. Excellent. So the KDU repress has already deactivated. Yes, that's correct. And RPV are open. And have you left the display Ascent? Yes, we have. And everything is nominal. Yes, that's right. On TSV, we have the message 1548, the emergency of sector number 3. What about PS1 LED? No, it is not illuminated.
This is a post-insertion conversation between the interpreter who is relaying information up to Oleg Novitsky, the Soyuz commander aboard the MS-25.
Pressure 799.
All of the Soyuz systems are reported to be in excellent shape following its 8-minute, 46-second climb to orbit atop a Soyuz 2.1A booster, the crew in its preliminary orbit.
And send the command. Copy.
Coming up on this 2-day rendezvous will be 2 burns in the next couple of hours called DV1 and DV2. That stands for delta velocity. Those are essentially altitude raise burns that will stair-step an increase in the Soyuz altitude to begin to match that of the International Space Station.
The dynamic mode enabled via Karel command radio link. We confirm.
Once again, 2 days after the launch was scrubbed because of a low voltage reading in the Soyuz booster's first stage, the batteries in the first stage were replaced and retested. The launch was rescheduled for today and went off without a hitch, with liftoff at 7:36 and 10 seconds a.m. Central Time, 8:36 and 10 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. A perfect climb to orbit, no issues during the 3-stage performance of the Soyuz booster as it delivered Tracy Dyson, Oleg Novitsky, and Marina Vasilevskaya into their preliminary orbit for what today is a 34-orbit 2-day rendezvous to the station, as opposed to what it would have been on Thursday, which would have been a 2-orbit rendezvous. That is simply dictated by Johannes Kepler and his law of orbital mechanics and the position of the International Space Station relative to where the launch site of the Baikonur Cosmodrome was today versus Thursday.
I am ready to report, as you know, data starting with parameter 17, 16.9, number 18, 16.9, 19, 262, number 20, 0, number 21, 2, number 22, 323, number 23, 322, number 24, 13.9, number 25, inaudible 0.3, number 26, 261, propellant 8, inaudible. Copy. Казбек, MCC Moscow. Go ahead.
Ответил, Казбек, как принимаете меня?
MCC Moscow, Казбек. Yes. The compass will be completed 15:46. After After the compass, could you please monitor the compartments and after
The solar arrays and navigational antennas on the Soyuz MS-25 all deployed in perfect fashion, and the first self-test, if you will, a diagnostics test on the core's automated rendezvous system on the Soyuz is being performed, and reports now from the Russian Mission Control Center, which has taken over control of the flight of Soyuz MS-25, indicates that all of the Soyuz systems are in excellent shape.
Kazbeki, Moscow. How do you copy? We copy you loud and clear, Kazbeki.
While we have watched the launch of Tracy Dyson to the International Space Station along with Oleg Novitsky and Marina Vasilevskaya, aboard the International Space Station, NASA astronaut Laurel O'Hara is preparing to open the hatch to the Dragon cargo ship, the SpaceX cargo ship, that docked to the International Space Station at 6:19 a.m. Central Time, 7:19 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, delivering some 3 tons of supplies and scientific experiments to the Expedition 70 crew.
If you copy us, the PSR time on page 41. So 16:18, 16:37. Kazbeki, the ascent was nominal. All the structures have deployed. All parameters of the orbit are nominal. You can loosen your shoulder straps, open your visors, and also deactivate the thermal sensors. So we allow you the actions in the box.
As you can hear, with everything operating perfectly on board the Soyuz spacecraft, the crew has been told to loosen their restraint straps in their seats in the descent module, open their helmet visors, and begin to get comfortable as they begin a 2-day journey to the International Space Station.
Do you copy me? This is the flight lead number 19. Yuri Ivanovich is calling Kazbeki. Guys, do you copy me?
This is Mission Control Houston, with the Soyuz MS-25 safely in orbit following its perfect climb to orbit. Now that it launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, all is well, with 3 more crew members headed for the International Space Station. They will arrive at the station on Monday morning, temporarily increasing the station's population for 12 days to 10 crew members on board. That will set the stage for the departure of Novitsky, Vasilevskaya, and NASA's Laurel O'Hara on April 6th. But before that, docking coverage lies ahead, and we'll be back on NASA television with all of that on Monday morning, with our coverage beginning at 9:15 a.m. Central Time, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, setting up a docking by the Soyuz to the Prishal node module on the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station at 11:09 a.m. Eastern, 12:09 p.m., 11:09 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:09 a.m. Central Time. So, the doubleheader for today is complete.